Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a continuation of the Send It Sunday series where I answer your questions that you've sent to me through Instagram DMs. So the first question is from Caitlin. It says, in BMT, do you get issued more than one uniform? So when I went through BMT, we were issued 4 sets of ABUs, multiple sets of PT gear, multiple sets of blues. So yes, you do get issued more than one set of uniforms. Tattoos. So I know it's kind of difficult on where you can have them to enter into the military. After you're in and at your base, does it really matter if you get any more as long as it's not shown with the uniform on? Even after you're enlisted, you do have to follow the tattoo restrictions and guidelines. So yes, it does matter where you get your tattoos after you are enlisted. So the next question says, one of my biggest questions is how you decided to enlist and not become an officer. Did your recruiter play a big role in this decision? So I do have a video all about why I decided to enlist versus going the officer route. I will have that linked in the description box. In that video, I do go over various reasons for why I did not choose to go the officer route at this moment. I'm still undecided about if I want to apply to go to OTS, if I'm still pursuing that officer route. I have not made up my mind about that yet, so like I said, I will link that video in the description box if you want to know specifically why I chose to go the enlisted route with a college degree right now. So the next question is about scoring higher on the ASVAB. This person says, do you have any advice for me or any books you can recommend? So again, I do have a video about how I studied for the ASVAB, how I scored an 81, what resources I used, what book I used, and things like that. So that is also going to be linked in the description box. So if you guys are looking for free resources for the ASVAB or a book that I recommend using to study, feel free to check out the description box. So the next message is from Ella. She wants to know what she can do to work out from home while preparing for BMT. So this is a great question. Obviously right now with everything going on, the gyms are closed, everyone is expected to stay home, and it can be very hard to stay motivated and stay in shape at home. But if you guys follow me on Instagram, you have heard me recommend this app before. I have also mentioned it in my previous videos. Download the Nike Training Club app. It's free. There are tons of home workouts on there. It doesn't matter if you have no equipment, basic equipment, full equipment. There are premium workouts right now that are on there for free, so that definitely helps keep me motivated and accountable when I'm working out at home. There are workouts on there from 5 minutes to 45 minutes. There are specific muscle group workouts on there that you can choose whatever you want to train that day. There are also tons of people on Instagram who post at-home workouts. You can search through the hashtags. In the description box, I will also post some of the accounts on Instagram that I follow who are very inspiring and they post great at-home workouts. And I know I'm not the only one who follows fitness accounts on Instagram, so if you guys have any favorites, people who really motivate you and post great at-home workouts and content during this time, leave them in the comments so that we can all follow them. The next message says, I have a 10-month-old son that I'm worried about leaving behind. Any advice you can give me? What am I getting myself into? So I do get questions from mothers, single mothers, fathers, single fathers, parents in general, people who want to know, am I making the right decision? How am I going to leave my son or daughter behind while I go to BMT or tech school? I'm not a parent, so I wish I had more information and more advice to give those of you asking me these types of questions, but honestly, like, this is your child or this is your family, and deep down, you know what's best. Like, you know if what you're doing is the right thing or not. Even though it may be one of the hardest things you've ever done to leave your family for a little while to go better yourself, it's for your family in the long run. Like, you're doing this for yourself, you're doing this for your family, and ultimately you're doing this for a reason. Like, this path crossed your mind for a reason and you went through this process for a reason. So I think as long as you make the most out of the experience and you do change for the better and you do use these opportunities to make a better life for your child or for your family, then I don't see how what you're doing could be wrong. And BMT and tech school is a short amount of time. I know it's going to feel like forever to be away from those that you love, but after that training is over, you get to be reunited with your family. It's going to be the most amazing feeling. They're going to be so, so proud of you. And the military will provide you and your family with amazing opportunities that civilian life just can't give you. This question also says, I'm also not in shape the way I used to be. I have a lot of work, so what are the requirements to graduate? So to answer that part of the question, again, I have that video linked in my description box about how to get in shape physically before BMT. So the next message is from Guy Hansen. He wants to know, why did you decide to join the Air Force over the other branches? So I never seriously considered joining any other branch. The Air Force was kind of just engraved in my mind since high school. It's something that I've always wanted to do. And when people ask me like, why the Air Force, I don't know. It's just something that I feel like has been almost like a calling in my mind since I was 17 years old. Okay, next question. It says, in order for me to commission as an officer in the Air Force with my degree, I would need a master's degree. Okay, that I'm not sure about. I thought you just needed a bachelor's degree. Could be wrong. I don't know. It says, if I were to go Air Force Reserves to obtain my master's and then commission and switch over to active, would I be entering as an NCO or a commissioned officer? So if you have your degree and you are commissioning into the Air Force, you are entering as a commissioned officer. An NCO, which is just a non-commissioned officer, those are going to be just your higher enlisted. So for example, an NCO is going to be like a technical sergeant, whereas a commissioned officer is going to be like a first or second lieutenant. Next question says, just wondering what difficulties you faced joining the Air Force later in your 20s and already having completed college. I do already have a video on my channel called My Experience as an Older Airman, so I will make sure that that is in the description box so you guys can watch that. Catherine_hard2 asked, do they give you sunscreen during basic? I went to BMT during the winter months. It was December through February, so I don't know if this is different during the summer months, but as for us, we really only needed sunscreen during Beast Week, and yes, we were allowed to send some people to go to the BX so that we could get sunscreen for Beast Week. Thank you guys so much for sending in your questions. If you have a question for my next Send It Sunday video, make sure you follow me and DM me on Instagram at brittanylynnlewis. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.